Have you ever taken leftovers out of the refrigerator and been convinced that you were making a smart and healthy choice? What if I told you that this simple habit of reheating certain foods could be silently damaging your health for decades? From the age of 60, your body processes food differently than it did when you were younger. Your digestive enzymes work less efficiently, your immune system becomes more sensitive, and your cellular repair mechanisms slow down. This means that foods that seemed harmless at age 30 can become sources of inflammation, oxidative stress, and even cell damage as you age. Today, we're introducing 5 foods which, when reheated, become potential health hazards. These are not exotic ingredients, but staple foods that you probably have in your fridge right now. What's worrying is that most older people consume these foods without knowing it. These foods are reheated several times a week, creating a toxic burden that can lead to joint pain, cognitive impairment, digestive problems, and accelerated aging. My name is Dr. Sarah Mitchell, and I've been helping older adults for over 20 years to understand the complex relationship between nutrition and healthy aging. What you're about to discover has changed the way thousands of my patients approach food preparation so they have more energy, think more clearly, and reduce inflammation. Stick with me until the end, because I'm not only going to tell you which foods you should avoid reheating, but I'll also explain the surprising scientific reasons behind this phenomenon, as well as practical strategies that can help you maintain your independence and vitality for many years to come. Before we begin, I would like to know where you are joining us from today. Please indicate your city or country in the comments below. I read all comments, they help me understand our amazing global community. If you are serious about protecting your health as you age, click the button, subscribe, and activate the notification bell. We are building a movement of informed seniors who refuse to accept decline as inevitable, and this is how I know you're really committed to this adventure. If you like this video, enter 1 in the comments. If you like this video, enter 1 in the comments. If you don't find this information useful, enter 0. Your feedback helps me create content that is really useful to you. Food number 1, spinach, the ticking nitrate time bomb in your fridge. I want to tell you about Margrethe, a retired rain teacher who was proud of her healthy diet. Every Sunday, she made a large batch of spinach lasagna, which she divided into portions for quick meals during the week. Every evening, she heated up a portion in the microwave, convinced that she was nourishing her body with this extremely nutritious food. Margrethe gradually noticed subtle changes: fatigue in the afternoon, occasional digestive problems, and constant worries about her memory. She had never made the connection between these symptoms and her spinach until we discussed her eating habits during a consultation. What Margrethe didn't know, like millions of other health-conscious seniors, was that spinach naturally contains high levels of nitrate. In fresh spinach, these nitrates are beneficial as they promote good blood circulation, blood and the proper functioning of the cardiovascular system. But when spinach is cooked, stored, and then reheated, especially in the microwave, a dangerous chemical conversion occurs. Nitrates break down into nitrites, which can then be converted into nitrosamines. These compounds are classified by the World Health Organization as potentially carcinogenic. Research published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that these nitrosamines are particularly because our cellular repair mechanisms become less efficient with age. Think about it, every time you reheat that spinach soup, the leafy greens you thought were protecting your health may be creating compounds linked to gastrointestinal cancer and neurological lesions. The uneven heating in the microwave makes this conversion even more likely. Hotspots are created where nitrosamine formation is accelerated. In older people, this risk is even greater. With age, your stomach produces less acid, creating an environment that promotes the formation and persistence of nitrosamines. Your liver, which is responsible for detoxifying these compounds, works less efficiently, and your brain, which is already susceptible to age-related changes, becomes more susceptible to inflammation caused by these toxic compounds. Symptoms of marginalization, fatigue, digestive problems, and cognitive impairment are classic signs of chronic exposure to low levels of toxins. When she stopped heating spinach and started eating it fresh or cold in salads, she regained her energy within a few weeks. The smart approach: eat spinach as fresh as possible. If you have to prepare it in advance, eat the leftovers cold. Never reheat spinach more than once. Store spinach dishes in the refrigerator and consume within 24 hours. If you realize you've been making this mistake for years, don't panic. Your body has a remarkable ability to heal itself when you give it the right support. Small changes can lead to significant results. Food number 2, potatoes, a breeding ground for bacteria growth. Now let's talk about America's favorite comfort food, potatoes, whether mashed, baked, or fried. Potatoes are a staple in almost every meal for older people. They are economical, nutritious, and seem harmless. But reheated potatoes also have a dark side that can endanger their health. Meet Robert, a veteran who developed a disturbing habit. On Sundays, he would cook potatoes wrapped in aluminum foil and store them in the refrigerator for the week. Every evening, he would heat one up in the microwave for dinner, which often led to mild indigestion. He attributed it to getting older, until he ended up in the emergency room with severe food poisoning. The culprit, Clostridium botulinum, the bacterium responsible for botulism. Here's the scary truth. When potatoes are cooked and then slowly cooled, especially when wrapped in aluminum foil, they create ideal conditions for the spread of C. botulinum. This bacteria thrives in oxygen-poor environments rich in moisture. Even more frightening is that the neurotoxins it produces are odorless, tasteless, and invisible. This risk is particularly dangerous for older people. With age, the effectiveness of the immune system in fighting bacterial infections declines, the nervous system becomes more susceptible to neurotoxins, and the digestive system, already weakened by years of medication use and natural aging, has difficulty neutralizing these threats. The starch in refrigerated potatoes also undergoes retrogradation, forming resistant starches that can feed bacteria, harmful to the intestinal tract when improperly reheated. This disrupts their microbiome, the delicate ecosystem of beneficial bacteria that supports the immune system, mood, and cognitive function. A recent study published in Frontiers in Neuroscience shows a direct link between gut health and brain function, especially in older adults. Chronic intestinal inflammation caused by foods such as potatoes and poorly stored proteins can contribute to cognitive decline, depression, and even neurodegenerative diseases. Robert's story has a happy ending. After learning how to prepare potatoes properly, he now cooks fresh potatoes as needed, or store leftovers properly. Her digestive problems disappeared, and her energy improved dramatically. Good practices for potato consumption: only cook what you want to eat fresh, let the potatoes cool quickly, and store them uncovered in the refrigerator. Reheat them completely in a pan, not in the microwave. Discard any that have been stored for more than 3 days. Food number 3, eggs, the cholesterol oxidation crisis. Eggs have been a staple of breakfast for generations and are valued for their protein content and versatility. They are especially important for older people who need protein of high quality to maintain their muscle mass and cognitive function. But here's a shocking revelation. Reheating eggs, especially hard-boiled eggs, can convert their beneficial cholesterol into harmful oxidized compounds. Take the example of Helen, a 69-year-old grandmother who prepared hard-boiled eggs every Monday. During the week, she would take one out of the refrigerator and heat it briefly in the microwave to take the chill off. Alan was very health conscious, but had high cholesterol, high inflammation markers, and high blood pressure, which puzzled his doctor. The answer lay in his seemingly healthy habit. When eggs are reheated, especially at high temperatures, the cholesterol contained in the egg yolk is oxidized and converted into compounds called oxyterols. A study published in the Journal of Lip Research shows that these oxyterols are much more dangerous than normal cholesterol because they promote inflammation and plaque formation. This is particularly worrying for older people because their cardiovascular system is already strains of the natural aging process. Their arteries become less flexible, their heart works harder, and their body's ability to eliminate inflammatory substances decreases. Adding oxidized cholesterol to this equation accelerates arteriosclerosis and increases the risk of stroke. The protein structure of reheated eggs also becomes less digestible. With increasing age, our stomach produces less acid and fewer digestive enzymes. When egg proteins are denatured by repeated heating, they become increasingly difficult to break down, leading to indigestion and reduced nutrient absorption. Helen's inflammation levels improved significantly as soon as she stopped reheating her eggs. Now she enjoys them fresh or adds hard-boiled eggs at room temperature to her salads. His cholesterol levels stabilized and his energy increased. Safety tips for eggs: eat fresh eggs whenever possible. Eat fresh eggs whenever possible. If you store cooked eggs, eat them cold. Avoid reheating eggs in the microwave. Store cooked eggs under good conditions and consume them within 3 days. If you continue to follow this information and find it useful, please enter 2 in the comments to let me know that you are learning with me. Your participation helps me understand what information is most useful to you. Food number 4, chicken, the protein that triggers inflammation. Chicken is a staple in the diets of many older people for good reason. Staple in the diet of many older people, it's lean, affordable, and rich in high-quality protein, which is essential for maintaining muscle mass as we age. But your leftover chicken poses a hidden danger that can contribute to chronic inflammation and premature aging. Let me tell you David's story. David, a 70-year-old retiree, prepared his barbecued chicken for the week every Sunday. He reheated portions in the microwave for quick lunches and dinner. Although he believed he was eating a healthy diet, David suffered from pain, joint pain, cognitive impairment, and fatigue that seemed to get worse over time. When reheating chicken, especially at high temperatures or in the microwave, its protein structure undergoes a second denaturation process. This creates advanced glycation end products, AAGs, which trigger inflammatory cascades throughout the body. In older people, whose anti-inflammatory defenses are naturally weakened, these AAGs accumulate in the tissue and contribute to arthritis, cardiovascular disease, and cognitive decline. This research gives pause for thought. Studies published in the Journal of Gerontology show that AAGs in the diet significantly increase inflammation markers in older adults. These compounds not only cause immediate discomfort, they also accumulate in your tissue and cause long-term damage that manifests itself in accelerated aging. Your digestive system also suffers. The altered protein structure of Reheated is more difficult to break down. This requires more energy and stomach acid than their aging digestive systems can efficiently produce. This leads to incomplete digestion, intestinal inflammation, and reduced absorption of important nutrients. David's transformation began when he stopped reheating chicken. He started incorporating cold chicken into his salads and wraps, or preparing smaller portions fresh. Within a month, his joint pain subsided. His mental clarity had improved, and his energy level had stabilized. Strategy for chicken consumption: cook smaller portions to eat fresh. Use leftover cold chicken in salads and sandwiches. If you need to reheat it, use methods on the stovetop. Never reheat chicken more than once. Food number 5. Mushrooms. These delicate allies of the immune system can be poisonous. Mushrooms are nutrient powerhouses, rich in compounds that boost the immune system, antioxidants, and B vitamins, which are important for brain health. They are especially valuable for older people because they contain beta-glucans, which help maintain immune function, which naturally declines with age. But mushrooms harbor a dark secret. They are extremely sensitive to heat, and this sensitivity can be detrimental to their health. Sarah, an artist, loved adding mushrooms to her weekly meals. She would sauté large quantities of them and divide them up for the whole week, then reheat them in various dishes. Despite regular consumption, Sarah often suffered from digestive problems and unexplained fatigue. Mushrooms contain complex proteins and enzymes that begin to break down quickly after cooking. During storage and reheating, these compounds oxidize and form inflammatory metabolites that strain her digestive system and immune function. The foods that Sarah thought would strengthen her immune system were actually weakening it. This is particularly problematic because with age the intestinal wall becomes more permeable, a phenomenon known as leaky gut. Oxidized compounds from heated mushrooms can pass through this weakened barrier and trigger systemic inflammation that affects everything from joint discomfort to cognitive function. The change in texture of reheated mushrooms, which become rubbery and liquid, indicates a breakdown of proteins, making them more difficult to digest. Your aging digestive system, which already has reduced enzyme production, proteins, leading to bloating, gas, and poor nutrient absorption. Sarah started eating fresh mushrooms or adding them cold to salads. Her digestive problems disappeared, and she regained her energy. Good practices for handling mushrooms: cook only what you will eat immediately. Store cooked mushrooms in glass containers. Enjoy the leftovers cold or at room temperature. Choose fresh mushrooms for your meals instead of cooking them in advance. The science behind age-related food intolerances: more susceptible to food toxins, including reduced stomach acid. Your stomach produces less hydrochloric acid. This makes it harder to break down proteins and neutralize harmful compounds. Slowed liver function. Your liver's ability to detoxify decreases. This allows toxins to circulate in your body for longer. Change in the intestinal barrier. The intestinal mucosa becomes more permeable. This allows harmful compounds to enter your bloodstream. Weakened immune responses. Your immune system is less effective at recognizing and eliminating threats. Reduced cell repair. Your body's ability to repair damage caused by oxidative stress and slow down inflammation. These changes are not mistakes, but natural adaptations. However, they force you to make more conscious food choices and change your preparation methods. Develop your action plan. Small changes for dramatic results. The good news is that small regular changes can lead to improvement that significantly enhance your well-being and performance. Here is your practical roadmap. Immediate changes. Stop microwaving the 5 foods we talked about. Plan smaller, freshly prepared portions. Use cold cooking methods. Invest in suitable storage containers and weekly planning. Prepare ingredients in large quantities, but not ready-made meals. Cook proteins in small portions. Prepare fresh salads with cold proteins. Plan 2 cooking days instead of 1 day for meal preparation. Long-term strategy. Pay attention to your body's reactions to different foods. Keep a simple food and energy diary. Consult medical professionals who understand the role of nutrition in aging. Stay curious about new preparation methods and the transformation you can expect. By implementing these changes, you will not only avoid toxins, you will give your body the opportunity to heal and thrive. Many of my patients report an increase in energy and mental clarity within a few weeks, a reduction in digestive problems, better sleep quality, an improvement in their mood, a reduction in joint stiffness, and increased overall vitality. Remember David and Sarah, they all achieved these improvements simply by changing their diet. You can do it too. Your next steps you make in your kitchen supports your body's natural ability to heal or burdens additional strain on systems that are already working to keep you healthy. I would like to know your opinion. Share the following in the comments below. Which of these 5 foods surprised you the most? What changes will you implement first? Have you noticed a connection between reheated foods and your health? Your experiences help other viewers and help me create content. We are building a community of informed seniors who don't want to accept decline as inevitable. If this video has opened your eyes to the hidden risks in your kitchen, please give it a like, share it with your friends and family who could benefit from it. Knowledge is power, but sharing knowledge creates lasting change. Subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell, because next week I'll reveal the 3 healthy breakfast foods that could be robbing you of energy throughout the day. You won't want to miss it. Remember, you have more control over your health and vitality than you think. Every meal is an opportunity to support your body's incredible healing and renewal capabilities by making informed choices about something as simple as meal preparation. Invest in years of independence, energy, and joy. Your body has brought you this far. Now it's time to give it the care it deserves. Start with your next meal, and let's build a healthier, more vibrant future together, one conscious choice at a time. Thank you for your trust and for taking the time to read this. See you in the next video, where we'll continue this journey toward aging optimally through the power of informed nutrition choices.